Today's episode is brought to you by 9centprinting.com. With over 100 five-star reviews, 9centprinting.com is ready to meet all your printing needs. Are you a church plant or small church with no copy machine? No problem. 9cent Printing has you covered. If you need bulletins, flyers, books, cards, offering envelopes, posters, they do it all. I know the Christian owners of this business personally, and I'm not just a fan, I'm also a customer. Fast, nationwide shipping, affordable, professional, wow printing at wow prices. Check them out at 9centprinting.com. Welcome to the Small Town Pastor Podcast. This podcast is a ministry of Small Town Network. We exist to make disciples, train pastors, and plant churches in smaller communities. My name is Eric Nielsen. I'm joined today by my faithful co-host and trusty sidekick, Tony Colomb. How's it going, Tony?
It's going awesome. What the listeners don't know is that the three of us just had breakfast not that long ago.
3 days ago or something.
This is fresh. I'm excited about it.
It's like a reunion tour. Yeah. You know, I was thinking, Tony, before I introduced Daniel, I was thinking, have you guys ever watched Psych, that movie, that show Psych?
A little bit.
He always introduces like his friend Gus with like some ridiculous made up name. I think we might need to start doing that.
That should be our like shtick going forward, you know.
This is my co-host, Mr. Bojangles.
Ooh, that makes me hungry for fried chicken, bro.
Yeah, brother Honeycutt is with us today, and
yeah.
So we are joined today by Daniel Baker, and I've known Daniel for I don't even know how long, probably 10 years or something. And Daniel is well, I'll let him tell us about himself. Daniel, welcome to the podcast. Why don't you start off by just telling us kind of who you are, where you live? You can tell us give us like the kids and grandkids count, because you're like beating all of us on that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, my name's Daniel Baker, pastor at Lighthouse Christian Church here in Warrenton, Oregon. I like to tell people it's more like Gearhart, Oregon, because Tony's in Warrenton, Oregon, and it takes me about 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes to actually get to his church. So,
okay.
Yeah, like this is weird real quick. Like this is what's weird about this part of Oregon and kind of the zone that Daniel and I are both in, which we probably could have just got together and like shared the screen on this one. But like Warrenton, you've got like the town proper, but the zip code for Warrenton is massive land-wise.
Yeah.
So, like
yeah.
Daniel's church back in the day used to be called Seaside Christian Church, which is an entirely different town. But it was always weird for people because they have an 861 prefix number, like the old school landline. That's a Warrenton prefix. And their zip code's 97146, which is Warrenton, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and he's like a stone's throw away from walking into the Gearhart district.
Yes.
So it's like, it's just confusing. It's just confusing. But
so yeah, if I call the fire department, I'm going to get Gearhart Fire.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Seaside. Okay.
Yeah,
there's a Gearhart fire station north of his church.
yeah, like I'm in district for them, and but anyway, yeah. So that's where we're at, right here on the Oregon coast. And one of the things that I love to share with people that don't know our area, it's kind of a shock for them. This is the most unchurched county in all of Oregon,
and one of the most unchurched states in the country. Yeah.
In the most unchurched state. Like, so you're like, wow, wait, it's bad there. Yeah, bringing people to Jesus is definitely a mission field. So glad to be here. I've been here at Lighthouse coming up on 7 years. May will be 7 years of being here already. Time is flying. In the time of my ministry, I've been in ministry about 12 years now.
Okay.
I started at Redwood Christian Church as a volunteer youth leader. And then Redwood jumped on the bandwagon of helped me get some schooling. I did schooling with Hope International and then Ozark. And then from there, some smaller schools just to finish up. But and then went from youth pastor at Redwood Christian Church to Brookings, Oregon. I spent a year and a half there.
I forgot
as an
you were at
associate.
Brookings. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Brookings. Beautiful town. They definitely need Jesus in Brookings.
Everybody.
And oh, right. I mean, there's no doubt. Every one of us. And then by the grace of God, he's like, I want you to go to Seaside, Oregon. And I came here kicking and screaming. Honestly, I didn't want to come here. Um, I said no, and here I am. Right.
Yep.
I was definitely pulling a Jonah at that time.
You're close enough to the ocean. You could have been swallowed by a whale. So I'm glad you submitted.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I didn't want that.
multiple of them have washed up on the beach this last year.
Oh,
So
really? Wow.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hey,
they're
real
coming
quick
for
though.
you.
Wait. I don't want you to forget. So you're a married guy, and how
I
many
am
kids do
married.
your wife and you have?
Together we have 7 children.
Seven
We
children.
four boys, 3 girls.
And how many grandkids?
Um,
Was it like
out of
14 or
out of
something?
the womb or
I don't. Yes, life begins at conception. So
bingo. So
preacher count.
we have 14 out of the womb and twins on the way. So we will have 16
Wow.
grandchildren.
16
Amazing.
Um,
grandkids. That's crazy, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we travel a lot. There's a lot of this is why it's really hard for me to jump on with you guys on Fridays. Um, I have found in ministry, I pour myself into what I do so much that I give my wife Friday. Friday is our
Oh,
Sabbath day.
good for you.
Mhm.
And so I try to turn the phone off. I give it to her. And oftentimes it's her day, but we're traveling to go see our children or our grandkids.
Mhm.
But that's why Fridays are so difficult to get a hold of me or have me do anything with you guys, is I give it to my wife.
Mhm.
All of our kids are out of the home. Our youngest is 19 years old.
Wow, empty nest.
She we've been empty nesters, except for we did bring in our mother-in-law. She lives in I always pretend and say it's my basement, and we make her do projects for us, and she complains about her fingers hurting and stuff, but that's a joke. But she lives downstairs. We have a living room, kitchenette, bedroom, bathroom for her, and um so she lives with us, and so we take care of her. So we're not quite empty nesters. Um, but yeah, we I've been married with my wife for 13 years. Both of us have had rough upbringing and rough marriages prior. But I gave my life to Jesus, like actually giving my life to Jesus in 2013. I was baptized at New Beginnings Church in Central Point, Oregon,
Mhm.
by Bob Wood.
Mhm.
Um, and on August 3rd, 2013. Um, and part of that story is, well, there's a lot to that story, but
Well, pause there for
go ahead.
just a second, because you mentioned Bob Wood, and so we want to make sure, like anyone who's
I was just
listening,
thinking that. Yeah.
because the three of us are all kind of connected and have gotten to know each other,
Absolutely.
and Bob Wood is like kind of the connecting point in many ways.
Yes.
I mean, Eric and I met before that, but he's been kind of a connector. Bob Wood is the executive director of the OCEF, church planting organization, and probably even, I don't know if Bob would admit this or not, but it seems like even more the bread and butter is the turnaround church ministry in
Yeah.
in in the state of
Oh,
Oregon,
yeah.
as far
You'd say
as,
that for sure.
yeah, so
By
helping
far.
churches that are struggling kind of turn around and stuff like that. But
And I
and
know people, not everybody like that listens probably understands like the Christian church. Like, so we're a collection of independent churches, and so we have no denomination. There's nobody,
no
you
regional
know,
office. Yeah.
yeah, nobody tells our individual congregations like what to do or how to do it. There's nobody checking in on us. We're independent churches, elder-led churches. And so what we've kind of developed, I think, around the country is that these parachurch organizations kind of serve as kind of a regional support or
Mhm.
encouragers, trainers, resource people for
Mhm.
local churches. And so Bob is very much, I mean, in a way, and I mean this kindly, like the grandfather of the Restoration Church pastors.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him. There's a couple guys like him, but everybody knows Bob and has probably had a visit from Bob, got taken out to lunch by Bob, and he really cares about pastors and churches. So yeah, for real, good shout out.
Yep.
So you were talking about being baptized down at Eagle, was it?
No, it was in Central Point.
Central Point. Sorry. I always think,
Yep, yep.
is there Eagle
W-
something written by Central Point?
Yeah, Eagle Point.
Ah, okay. So Central Point.
Bro, this is getting confusing.
And
Central Eagle Point.
that's down like Medford way, right?
It is. It's actually, it feels like you're in Medford if it's all connected. It's kind of like Gearhart where I live in Seaside. We're connected. It
Right.
looks like the same town. It's not.
Right.
Um,
So it's kind of that same
it-
area as Medford down there.
yeah, Medford, Central Point, Talent. It's
Yeah.
all connected. And
Yeah.
um, so one day, well, it's many days leading up. I knew Bob for close to 5 years prior
But
to
tell,
that
is it from golf?
from golf.
Okay, you gotta
Yeah.
tell,
Yeah.
you have to tell that. You
Wait,
have to.
wait, yeah. Because we let's back up even further from the baptism. Like, let's get a little run up to that. Like, kind of like, where did you grow up as a kid? Like, what got you to that point of doing that profession, and where you were, and how you met Bob? So, like even more from the beginning, even more from
Okay.
the beginning. Yeah.
You got time.
Well, where I grew up as a kid is everywhere,
Mm.
which
Okay.
is crazy. I went to 27 schools growing up. We moved a lot. My mom, I say bless her heart, not necessarily as the Southern, you know, phrase, but more as um, my mom is my biggest fan, if you would, and supporter. Uh, she's always been there for me. She's done her best, and some of her decisions weren't great. What she did for us. What the decisions weren't always good, but nonetheless, she never not loved us. She was always in loving, and so we moved all over the place. I met a gal from her church, married her, and I had two kids with her, and um, it was horrible. And
Mm.
she divorced me, which I'm honestly grateful for this day. I don't support divorce. I'm not a fan of it at all. But uh, when you get out of abuse, it's a lot. It's so good. And so one of the things that got me out of it was I got laid off from a mill. I was pulling green veneer at a mill,
Wow.
and that's, I don't wish that job on anybody. But I got laid off because it was 2008. There was this um
Mhm. Housing crash.
weird,
Yep.
yeah, weird housing thing and
Mhm.
market crash, and
Yep.
and so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna follow a dream that I had, and I'm gonna go play golf, right? And so I go to Southern Oregon. I was I would be what you would call a starving artist, if you would, in the golf world. Um, so I ended up taking a job back up here in Oregon after that as a teaching pro at a little course in Grants Pass, Oregon. And Bob would come in there all the time. Bob would come in and golf, and I got to know him on a personal level. I knew what he did. I got to tell you, Bob Wood, man, that he's like a dad to me. I do have a relationship with my father in Oklahoma, uh, but Bob would he would correct me, and
Mm.
but he would only do it at rare occasion. He would allow me to cuss and swear and drink and throw my clubs and have a tantrum like I'm a child. And he was so patient with me, and I'm just like, man, that guy, he's so patient and weird. And those Christians, I'll tell you what, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, my mom was a believer. Uh, this plays into what I'm going to tell you with the rest of the story with Bob. But my mom was a believer. My grandma's a believer. They prayed for me for many years.
Wow.
But I wasn't raised to be one.
Mm.
My mom just kind of did what a lot of parents did at that time, is let us decide, right?
Mm.
Unfortunately, the world usually wins. But I met Bob. I knew of Jesus. I'm not a Christian. I claim to be one. Like, oh yeah, I know Jesus, so I'm a Christian. Whatever.
Mm.
It's kind of like some of the Catholics out there, and this isn't a bag on Catholics. I have some Catholic friends, and I love them to death. But yeah, I'm Catholic. Well, oh yeah. Do you go to mass often? I've never been. It's like,
Yeah,
well, wait
yeah.
a minute. Like, that's
Yeah. It's
so are
almost like
you
saying I'm
actually?
part French, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was me. I was claiming to be a Christian because I knew Jesus. My mom's a Christian, so I'm a Christian, right? And I wasn't. I didn't live like one. I drank like a fish. And girlfriends. I've been married twice now, and I have 4 children. And it just was a crazy life. And so I met my wife first before I got baptized, and she claimed to be a Christian, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I actually met her online. I met her on christianmingle.com.
Did you really?
Hey,
Today's
Yeah,
episode is
this
brought to you
episode's
by
sponsored by
Christian Mingle.
right. So you need to reach out to those guys because we're still married. We are still married
That's
today.
awesome.
That's
But the
amazing.
problem was I was more like a shallow Hal on Christian Mingle, and I'm scrolling pictures, and I saw her in a set of scrubs, and I'm like, man, that's her. That's her.
That's the
And
one.
so that she's the one. And it was weird, like that's how it went. And so I had buddies that were nurses that were coming out to the golf course that playing golf, and I'm like, do you know her? Do you know her? Do you know her? Because I didn't want to pay the $20 to have a
20
conversation with
bucks,
her.
bro.
Does
Yeah,
she know that part of the story?
she does now. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
waited a
Because
few
man,
years.
that could have been it right there. You weren't
Worth
willing to
every
pay
penny.
20
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Cheap,
And so
cheap.
yeah, dude, I'm telling you. And so I reached out to some buddies, and they're like, yeah, dude, we know her, she's a good woman, whatever. And they gave me some warnings, but it wasn't about her, it was about exes and things like that, and I'm like, well, I don't care about all that. I have exes, and so I ended up paying the $20, and I started a conversation with her. January 17th was our first date, our coffee date. Uh, at Elmer's in Grants Pass. We had coffee at 8 o'clock at night, and we got married August 17th that year.
Wow.
And she was the one. Like I didn't talk to any other women in that app. Like it was her. Like she's the one. And so, but part of that thing for her was, am I a Christian? Do I love Jesus and everything? And I'm like, oh yeah, of course I do. Yeah,
Of course I left.
and
Doesn't
you
everybody?
know, yeah. And so and she found out real quick that I didn't. And um but Bob was always right there, kind of in my back pocket, if you would, to where I could call him. I have questions. Bob actually married my wife and I
Oh, great.
in his backyard.
Yeah.
And that's a story. Okay, I'll give you this much. This much. He said, hey, if you do it in my backyard, in my gazebo, I need you to clean up around the pond. And there's a tree right here that needs trimmed, and a tree right here you can cut down. It was a willow and a dogwood. And I'm like, you got it, buddy. And so I go there one day with my buddy David, and I cut down the dogwood and trimmed the willow. And he came home and he's like, dude,
You cut down the wrong tree.
you cut down my dogwood. My dead aunt gave me that tree when it was this big.
Oh no. That's horrible. Those are expensive trees too, and they grow slow.
Yeah, this thing was a mountain. And
Yeah, but let's be honest. When they start blooming, they stink bad.
Yeah, they're not the best.
They're beautiful.
Nah.
And so
You did him a favor.
a common dogwood is white. This one was a pink one. And he
Oh,
loved that
rare.
tree because it came from his aunt who was dead.
Oh my
And-
gosh.
Oh, dude.
Did he
I
think
felt
it was
so
funny
bad.
at all, or was it like a horrible, like, can't believe he
I
did?
think now he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, at the time.
At the time, he didn't think it was funny. And so, anyway, so he does our wedding. And after I married my wife, we move in together. My wife and I buy a church building to make into our home.
Like an old church
And-
house kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a Presbyterian church.
Okay.
Like we bought the church building.
Wow.
Mhm.
And so we made all the classrooms bedrooms. We turned the his and her bathrooms. One was a laundry room. We put a shower in the other one. And then there was another bathroom on the other side. We put a shower in that. We had bathrooms. And then my wife and I took the sanctuary as our bedroom. And so we put our bed up on the stage, and
Awesome.
there's a microphone hanging down. I'm like, we're gonna have to get rid of that because I don't trust that. Um, oh, but there was a night that I'm not a very spiritual guy at all. Like I'm pretty like no. Um, I got woke up with Daniel. I want you to go and make disciples. I'll be with you. You need to get baptized.
Hmm.
I'm like, the hell was that? Like it was weird. It was weird.
Right.
Um, and but it woke me up. And so I heard it again. I'm like, okay, this is freaking me out. And then it hit me again 3 times. It was 3 times one night.
Hmm.
I wake my wife up. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? She's like, what is wrong with you? I'm freaking out. Like I've never had any kind of a experience like that. It wasn't my own conscience talking to me because it does that enough. I know what it sounds like. And so I called Bob the next morning. I'm like, Bob, dude, what is this? And he's laughing and he goes, well, let's talk about it. Is it biblical? Does it match scripture?
Hmm.
And so he walked me through a couple scriptures, and because I've never read my Bible my whole life, and he goes, "This matches scripture. There's nothing here that's crazy or weird." And I go, "No, it was weird. This was
Hmm.
weird." And
Yeah.
so 2 weeks later, I got baptized on August 3rd, 2013. But what's really funny about that story is Bob went and played in a pro-am golf tournament with me at Centennial Golf Course
Hmm.
1 year before that on August 3rd.
Hmm.
And Bob, we were on the third hole, and I'm in a fight with my ex on a text message. It's not going well. I'm drinking. I'm like 3 or 4 whiskeys deep, and Bob's getting pissed off, honestly.
Hmm.
And so Bob takes my drink, he dumps it out,
He did
grabs
really?
my phone, yeah, dumps my drink out. $12 for that thing. He owes me $12. And then he turns my phone off, shoved it in his bag, his golf bag, and says, I paid $300 for this golf tournament. Don't screw it up for me. And gets in my face. And I'm like, whoa, right? Like I've never had a guy talk to me like that without me decking him, right?
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay. We had a great time the rest of the day. And 1 year to that date, I got baptized, and
Hmm.
we played in that tournament as a Christian man that same year. And
Awesome.
that year I got
Did you
baptized.
win?
And no, we got fifth that year, which was
All
pretty
right.
cool.
Yeah.
Because we're all a bunch of old hacks anyway. And like I said, I was a starving artist. I'm not.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my coming to faith story.
Hmm.
And Bob, which is awesome. Bob still spoke into my life because I was going to like churches all around Grants Pass. And he's like, you can't go to those churches, man. He goes, I'm sorry. You let me baptize you. I'm going to disciple you. He goes, you need to go to the Christian church. And I didn't really understand why at that moment in my life. But more as I read scripture, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. Um, and so Tom Moyer was at Redwood at that time. What a beautiful man for loving people. And uh, he let me come in and just serve, like just serve. And then he got me plugged in with Hope International for a little bit, taking some classes, helped me through Ozark. And then he left, he moved. And that was a rough move for me. But that man taught me how to love people. Bob brought me into faith,
Hmm.
loving on me for, gosh, 6 years solid, 5 years solid. And Tom, because Bob sent me to Tom gave me a chance to serve in the church before I ever had a Bible anything.
Hmm.
And I think that in all fairness, that's what's missing in our churches today is people on the pulpit and elders that are willing to give men a chance to serve
Mm.
without a Bible degree.
Mm-hmm.
We want to help. We want to serve. And if we love Jesus and we're doing what's right and our family's in order, man, let us serve. And Tom Moyer gave me that. And
Mm-hmm.
he truly taught me how to love people. I still do it to this day. Tom, every Sunday at Redwood, would go around shaking hands with everybody, getting to know everyone, and loving on every person that walked through that door during worship time, right? And because you can't shake everybody's hand when they're coming in,
Right, right.
because it kind of seems fake. But if you personally go to them and shake their hand, hug them, love them, and he taught me how to do that, and I still do that today at Lighthouse. And
Mhm. It's funny
and
to me,
I
like, because we talked about this the other day when we had breakfast, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, my first boss after Bible college was Tom Wares, and he taught me how to work a room, how to make people feel appreciated and loved and
yeah
greeted, and he was that guy that's like, get out of your office and go talk to people, you know. And it's funny how there's like, Bob has kind of impacted all of us, Tom has impacted a bunch of us, and if I can just say to the men on the screen, a couple of us are grandfathers and one's getting older every day. Are we going to be those men that, like,
I
when
hope so.
we're 60, 70, that people go, Daniel Baker taught me how to love people and preach the gospel? And you know what I mean? It's kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well,
no,
we
it's
should
it's
go
really
ahead.
cool because both of those guys you bring up, like for anybody that's a part of the restoration movement in the state of Oregon, you probably know them or have had somebody that was discipled by them impact your life. I mean, just the small little connections. Like we have two elders at our
Oh,
church
yeah, that's right.
who used to attend Singing Hills in Hillsboro,
With
and
Tom. Yeah.
Tom was there, so
Yeah.
it's like, and I remember Tom's son Sean was a youth minister in Oregon, and we interacted with him a bunch. And now Sean's like a church at a big church in Arizona, and he's also on the board for this ministry called Covenant Connections, which has been a lifesaver for me the last 3 years. So it's just
Mm.
like, again, it's incredible how like one guy in what seems to be like a remote area, I mean, Grants Pass, Oregon. Who outside of here knows what that is even,
Yeah.
bigger than where we live, Daniel, but it's like you can have a ministry at a church of a couple hundred people in a place like that and have an impact that spreads way further than you could possibly imagine,
Yeah, for
It's just
sure.
cool. Sorry to preach another sermon,
No, no,
but
no, it's great. I think you're right
yeah,
on.
it's
Hey,
it's, it's
Daniel,
really
for the
cool.
sake of our time here on our first episode, why don't you kind of bring us to, so you got baptized, kind of been working with Bob. Tell us, like basically, was it that vision or dream you had of go make disciples that began your journey to become a pastor, or did like Bob say you're supposed to be a pastor? Like, what happened? Like,
Hmm.
to get you there. And we'll stop there and save the rest for the next episode.
Yeah, so right now, what happened at New Beginnings when I got baptized, I came out of the water. I'm crying like a baby, man. I'm just sobbing. But I knew how important it was what Bob has just did for me. Bob brought me to that moment into Christ. And I knew that my life was forever changed. And I took a microphone that day and said, God, I promise I will make disciples
Hmm.
who make disciples.
Wow, that's
And
great.
that's what I said. And
You didn't even know
I
what you were
honestly,
saying.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know what I meant.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Hmm.
I go back to work. I went back to the golf course and I didn't feel like that's where I'm supposed to be anymore.
Hmm.
And so I called Bob. I said, Bob, I need to go into ministry. I don't know what that even means, but I'm not comfortable here anymore.
Hmm.
And he goes, well, first thing you need to do is get a bachelor's degree. And I'm like, Bob, really? Okay, well, okay. And then he sends me to Redwood. For the record, I still don't have a bachelor's degree. Um, but
Neither
uh,
did the Apostle Paul. It's okay.
or Peter,
Or
or
Peter or
like
John. Yeah, yeah.
he's still down the list,
Somehow they
right? So
managed. Yeah.
they managed, right? And that's not a knock on Bob at all.
No.
That was just
Or Bible
that
college.
was what you
Yeah.
did, right? If
Yeah,
you
that's how
want to
you
go
do
into
it.
ministry, you had to go do that. And
Right.
so, so I just felt a massive pull to go into ministry out of just pure fire burning inside of me, of the excitement that I had of actually knowing that I'm saved. Like, I'm saved. This is the coolest thing ever that's happened to me in my whole life. I've been through hell and back, and everything that I've ever done wrong has been forgiven. And even if I fail again, God is so good that if I just keep working towards Him, that He's going to forgive me. And so I just felt that call to go. And so I started at Redwood on Wednesday nights. I started a Wednesday night there. I started on Sundays, but I moved it to Wednesday. And literally within the first 3 months of serving at that church and not knowing anything, we were running about 60 high schoolers, just high schoolers. And Redwood Christian Church is not in city. It's way out of town by like 8 miles. And my first year in ministry, we baptized over 100 kids and adults, their parents. And it was wild. Like, these kids are being connected to me, and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
It was just being real, the same way Bob was with me. And then loving on people the same way Tom loved on people. And then you preach facts with real life circumstance. When I told those kids that I had a child right before I started my junior year in high school, they connected. They were like, whoa, you're not perfect. And so that was really the launch of ministry for me. And since I've been in ministry, I keep tally. It's not for my own records, and it's not out of pride. It's because I promised to do something. I personally have baptized 279 people.
Yeah.
Personally have baptized 279 people.
That's great.
In 12 years. And it may not be to me, it's a massive number. I remember them all. I love everyone that I've done that with. But what's even cooler is how many people I brought to Jesus that have baptized somebody.
That's that's the one, right?
That's the one that and I know that Bob Wood also has that same excitement, because every person I've ever baptized, I've sent him a picture.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Every time I send him a picture, every time we baptize someone. And now I'm just like, I don't even take pictures of just who I've baptized. I start sending him pictures of who I've baptized that are baptizing. I send him pictures of that. And so really cool. But that's really where my ministry started, was just out of this fire. Bob never told me to go into ministry. He just wanted to know I was saved. And but he also told me what a disciple was. And a disciple is someone that actually brings other people to Jesus.
A disciple is a disciple maker. Yeah.
Yeah. If you call yourself a disciple of Jesus, that includes discipling others. And so that meant so much to me. Yeah.
Well, let's hit pause there, and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll have you come back on this next episode and kind of talk more about life in small town America and some of the things you're doing with disciple making. So for everyone listening, be sure and check out our sponsor at 9centprinting.com. If you like what we're doing, please hit like or subscribe wherever you watch or listen. If you're interested in Small Town Network, you can find us online at thesmalltownnetwork.com. And if you believe in the importance of planting disciple-making churches in smaller communities, we'd love you to consider partnering with us in prayer and financial support. You've been listening to the Small Town Pastor Podcast.
Today's episode is brought to you by 9centprinting.com. With over 100 5-star reviews, 9centprinting.com is ready to meet all your printing needs. Are you a church plant or small church with no copy machine? No problem. 9cent Printing has you covered. If you need bulletins, flyers, books, cards, offering envelopes, posters, they do it all. I know the Christian owners of this business personally, and I'm not just a fan, I'm also a customer. Fast, nationwide shipping, affordable, professional, wow printing at wow prices. Check them out at 9centprinting.com.